to Zoo to You. I'm Zuki Priscillino. We're back here in the tropical forest. Before we start, we want to say that today's Zoo to You is brought to you by the U.Fund College Investing Plan and MEFA. Thank you for your continued support of Zoo New England, and to the viewers at home, thanks for continuing to join us. Today we have a very special Zoo to You. Yesterday, I don't know if you Anteater fans out there were celebrating, it was World Anteater Day. And today we are here with our friend, Giacomo, the Anteater. So we're going to do a couple things to celebrate World Anteater Day. We have my lovely assistant, Colleen, in the back. She's waving to us. Keep waving, Colleen. Yep, my lovely assistant. And, of course, the star of the show, Giacomo the Anteater. Giacomo will be 12 years old on January the 8th, and today we're going to celebrate a little early. So what we have here is what we call a bug feeding tube. So in this tube, we'll get a little close-up, we have Giacomo's chow, as well as some superworms. If you want to learn more about our bugs here at the Tropical Forest, check out one of our previous Zoo to Yous, which was all about our bug farm, but these are the stars of the show in action. And Giacomo, as you can see, is ready to rock. He does this all the time. He knows exactly what this means. So, hold on, Giacomo. Hold on, Giacomo. His tongue's already coming out. He's going. He's too fast. All right. We've got to screw it in, but he's already going. So Giacomo is showing us his expert tongue, which is probably the coolest thing about the Anteater and what a lot of people think about with the Anteater. So you can see it right here, shooting in and out. He's getting all the superworms. And you can see that he's kind of building up a little bit of a foam in this tube, which is totally normal. Anteaters have super sticky saliva, which that's the whole point. If you're an Anteater and you're sticking your tongue into little holes to catch tiny bugs, you want that saliva to be really sticky. And you can see it's working. So like I said, Giacomo's eating some superworms, and then his chow. You may have heard in different Zoo to Yous that we've shown so far, a lot of our animals get a chow that helps us meet their nutritional needs more balanced. So this chow has all of that. He gets fed this also as kind of like a cereal on exhibit, but today he's having a little extra treat. It's World Anteater Day. We like to treat our friends on their special days. And Giacomo's also showing us his awesome claws. So those are something you might not see when Giacomo is walking around his exhibit, because he actually walks on his knuckles, kind of like the gorillas do. And that's to protect those claws, which are ginormous and helpful for him when he would be ripping open ant mounds, or even you can see his exhibit has a lot of logs in it. So he sometimes will rip up the logs when we get him a new one, eat bugs. Now some people ask me, why are we feeding him worms if he's an anteater? But a bug is a bug, and here at the zoo it's a little easier for us to maintain a colony of worms than it would be ants. Giacomo would have to eat a lot of ants to meet his needs. So the worms are a little bit easier for us, and he loves them just the same. These are the superworms. He also loves crickets, he loves waxworms, and he loves mealworms, which are much smaller. So he's kind of picking up the stuff that he dropped on the ground. This is a good chance also to see Giacomo's teeny tiny mouth. So these animals do not have any teeth. They just have a very small mouth opening, and their tongue does all the action. I think there's still a little bit left, but we'll see if he comes back. As he strolls around, we can talk a little bit more about that magic tongue. Oh, Colleen's starting the bath. Oh, he loves it.
Alexander says he has a magnificent tail, and what does he use it for?
He can use that tail for a lot of things. So Alexandra asked us, he has a magnificent tail, what does he use it for? The tail is used for a couple of things, Alexandra. The main one that Giacomo uses it for here is to cover himself when he's sleeping. When he sleeps, he curls up into a nice curly Q and uses that tail to cover himself as a blanket. That's the zoo, folks. This is what happens at the zoo. Hopefully he'll get in the bath and wash it off soon. Alexandra, the other thing he would use his tail for is for balance. I don't know if you saw over here when he was at the tube, but when he stands up on his back legs, he can use the tail to kind of steady himself. And that's important if they are in the wild, not only to help them hold themselves up on ant mounds, but also if they have to defend themselves from predators, which would pretty much just be the jaguar. These guys are native to South America and Central America. There he goes. It's bath day. So this is one of our favorite enrichments for Giacomo. He really enjoys a bath. His keeper will the hose gently. If he is not interested in it, he can just walk away. But what you'll see him do is he use those claws. He'll use it's a good Giacomo. They can live up to 25 years in zoos. The average is about 14 to 16 years. And like I said at the beginning of this video, Giacomo is 11 years old. His birthday is on January 8th, so we hope you'll come and maybe visit him on his birthday. It'll be we'll have lots of stuff out there for him. Well, look at him cleaning his tail. He is a pro at this.
And Martha was wondering if they can be trained.
Yeah, Giacomo is a very nice guy, and yes, he can be. But one of the things that we've trained him to do is to go into his traveling crate. So Giacomo lives by himself. You hear that's normal for anteaters, but sometimes he gets very sensitive to loud noises. So if we have people outside of the building, or even some places inside the building, we like to put Giacomo in his crate. He feels a little safer, and he'll just go. We open the door, and as long as there's bugs in there, he'll allow us to shut him in and spend a peaceful couple of minutes in his crate while the noise dies down. He is also trained to walk up on a scale for weighing. At the zoo, weighing is very, very important. It's a great way for us to be able to make sure that our animals are healthy by taking weights on them pretty much once a month, sometimes more. So he can get weighed. So the question was, how many meals does Giacomo eat each day? He will basically get major feedings. So first thing in the morning when we move him onto his exhibit from his behind-the-scenes bedroom space, he gets his big breakfast. And then usually his keepers will put in extra enrichment in the form of food. So things he likes extra, definitely bugs. He loves bugs. Sometimes we'll put them in bags or in special feeders to encourage him to use that 2-foot tongue. Sometimes we'll give him different things throughout the day. I don't know if you noticed earlier, pumpkin here. He's not going to eat the pumpkin, but Colleen, his keeper for the day, put some food in there. Oh, there you go. How picturesque. And look, he's using those claws. And then at the end of the day, when he comes in, as a reward for doing a great job and coming in off exhibit, he gets fed again the rest of his diet.
Elena was asking, you addressed this a little bit, but what are their primary predators and how do they defend themselves against them?
The question was, what are their primary predators and how do they defend themselves against them? Their primary predators are the jaguars in South America and Central America. He's back to his mud. So the way that these animals will defend themselves is to use their claws. They're pretty peaceful animals. They're not going to pick fights, but if they need to, what they can do is lean back on that big tail, use it as balancing, and then unleash those claws as if they were the Wolverine super. And you can use those claws to do a lot of damage, which is a good reason to be aware of anteaters if you're a zookeeper. You can see that Colleen is not in the same space with him. Even though he's a nice guy, he's not aggressive. We would never want to make Giacomo feel unsafe or uncomfortable. Claws could be a big problem. But thank you for the question, Helena. Do I have a favorite thing about Giacomo? I think my favorite thing about Giacomo is what you're seeing right now, his bath. But something that I really love is an animal in particular. And Giacomo is the only giant anteater I've ever worked with, but I don't know, maybe if there's other anteater keepers watching right now, you can tell us. When we wake Giacomo up in the morning to go on exhibit, the only animals in the tropical forest that I feel like really looks how I would feel if I had to get out of bed in the morning. He's very slow to wake up. He opens one eye and then the other. And then my absolute favorite thing that he does is when he's finally convinced that he's going to get out of bed and go onto the exhibit for the day, he sits up on his back legs, his front legs resting in the bed, and he does a huge yawn, which huge for an anteater is a very small open mouth, but that whole tongue unfurls like a rib down and then rolls back in. One of my favorite things to see, because it reminds me so much of how I feel when I have to go to work in the morning.
David wants to know if you know where Giacomo was born.
Yes, David asked, where was Giacomo born? He was actually born at the Audubon Zoo in Louisiana. He's been here at Franklin Park for a significant part of those 11 years of his life, but that is where he was born. And a fun fact about anteaters that a lot of people don't know, like I said, oh, look at him. He's really bathing now. He's using his back leg to his head. One of my favorite fun facts about anteaters is that they are solitary, but obviously mothers and babies would be together for the first 2 years of the baby's life. And during that whole period, the baby will ride on her back like a giant backpack. And the babies look exactly like the adults. They're the same coloration, just smaller. So if you can imagine them right on the back, it's a pretty cute sight.
I think we're coming up on our time. But
All right.
Anything else that you would like to say about Giacomo?
No, we just want to say thank you for joining us at Zoo to You. Giacomo really appreciates it. I think he's really enjoying this bath, and he's had a great World Anteater Day. We hope you'll keep joining us for all of our special events. We've got lots more to show you, especially as the holidays come up. So stay tuned at Zoo to You, and we'll see you at the zoos.